Station alarms shrieked like gutted hulls. Eli Mercer bolted from his workbench, grease-smeared hands slapping the override panel. His scrapyard station, last stop for gutted freighters and forgotten wrecks, shuddered under the unauthorized clamp. External cams showed it clear. A HFY War barge, gold-etched flanks gleaming like a predator's scales, forcing dock on Bay 7 without a ping. No clearance, Eli growled. He punched the SEAL command. Bay doors slammed shut behind the barge's umbilical, trapping the intruders in the outer corridor. Safety protocols kicked in. Full bioscan array whirring to life, ultraviolet grids snapping across the tube. His battered knee twinged as he limped to the security feed. Years of salvage hauls had turned his body into a patchwork of scars and prosthetics, but his mind stayed sharp. No one boarded his station without a scrub. 4 figures emerged into the scan corridor, 3 HFY in ornate armor, towering bipeds with iridescent scales and crested skulls, and 1 smaller regal form at the center. The leader's robes shimmered with authority. Queen Silene Vey herself. Eli's gut twisted. He hadn't seen her kind since the war. The tallest guard, Borkesh by the commander stripes on his pauldrons, scanned the glowing grids. His mandibles clicked in agitation. "This is an insult," he snarled through the translator feed. Claws flexed toward his plasma carbine. Eli's finger hovered over the vent controls. Scan first.
"Or eat vacuum." Vorkesh whipped out his weapon.
The other guards followed, barrels tracking the ceiling emitters. Energy hummed. Crossfire would slag the corridor and breach his station. Eli hit the vent. Alarms doubled. Atmosphere whooshed out in a howling gale. Frost, spiderwebbing the walls. The HFY staggered. Suits sealing with pressurized hisses. Vorkesh's carbine sparked against the deck, yanked from grip by decompression. Bodies tumbled, pinned by the gale until emergency fields locked them down. Silence fell, save for the scan's steady ping. The Queen straightened first. Her scales, a deep sapphire edged in silver, caught the UV light without flinching. She raised a clawed hand. Her voice cut through the comms, precise as a laser weld. "Wraith, stand down your defenses. It is I, Silene Vey of the HFY Ascendancy." Eli froze. Wraith. His old call sign from the blockade runs, when he'd ghosted through debris fields to save her evacuation convoy. He'd never cashed the favor, never would. He keyed the mic. "Queen or not, you dock without clearance. You get scanned. Results in 30 seconds. Vorkesh thrashed against the field, eyes blazing. "Release us, human. The Queen does not submit to your primitive traps." "Primitive kept you breathing," Eli shot back. His console beeped green. No biohazards. No trackers. He repressurized the corridor. Air rushed in. Guards scrambled up, retrieving weapons with glares that could melt hull plating. Silene stepped forward as the inner door unsealed. Her presence filled the bay. Tall, poised, with eyes like polished obsidian holding depths Eli remembered from holofeeds. "Your caution honors the debt we owe, Wraith. Eli Mercer, we come to repay it." Eli leaned on his cane, prosthetic leg humming faintly. Dr. Marayad's handiwork kept him mobile, but it ached in zero-J shifts. He eyed the entourage. Vorkesh looming protective, a sleek diplomat in envoy robes, Talon Rowe, if memory served, and 2 more guards. No army, but enough to seize his station. Repay how? Eli crossed his arms. "I don't want your throne scraps." Silene's mandibles parted in what might have been a smile. Krishari tells were subtle. "Not scraps. And sanctuary. Escort. You saved my clutch from the Void Reavers 3 cycles past. Piloted your salvage tug through kill zones no fleet could breach. My people thrive because of you." Vorkesh growled low. "The human is a variable, Majesty. Unpredictable. We should secure him per protocol." Eli snorted. "Secure me? This is my yard. 5,000 wrecks. My rules." The Queen ignored her commander. She extended a data slate, its hollow flickering to life. Newsreels of HFY worlds rebuilt. Hatchlings chanting a human savior's name. "The court elevates you. Symbol of the peace. Join my war barge. Let us protect what you forged." Eli's jaw tightened. Symbol? He'd bled for their convoy, lost half his port side, Mara patching him through screams, but he'd done it for the halls, not glory. Peace was fragile. Courts twisted heroes into weapons. No. He waved off the slate. "I'm no mascot. Got hulls to cut." Talon Rowe slithered forward, voice smooth as oiled gears. "Envoy Talon Rowe, at service." Think of the leverage, Mercer. Your legacy binds our alliance. Refusal destabilizes. Eli cut him with a glare. Leverage is what got my leg fused. Save it. Silent's gaze held his, unblinking. Something flickered there. Duty, warring with memory. You refuse a queen's escort after your sacrifice? I saved your people. Not your politics. Eli thumbed the bay controls. Scans done. Leave or buy scrap. Vorkesh's claws twitched toward his holster. Insolence. I will. Stand down, Commander. Silen's voice cracked like thunder. Vorkesh froze. She stepped closer, ignoring protocol. Her scent, ozone and spice, cutting through the oil tang of his yard. Eli Mercer. Wraith. I do not come only for the court. His pulse kicked. Up close, her scales held faint scars from that day, shrapnel patterns matching his own. Then why? Her obsidian eyes softened a fraction. Because the debt is personal. You vanished after. I searched. The peace phrase. Reaver's return. Without you. We falter. Eli's cane gripped tighter. Mara's voice crackled over his earpiece from medbay. Ellie, vitals spiking. Don't play hero again. Too late. He saw it now. Not invasion, but desperation masked in royalty. But trust. That took time, not barges. A new alarm pinged. Secondary docking clamp. Eli checked cams. Another Crushery shuttle. Unmarked. Ambush. Vorkesh barked, weapon up. Cyalan whirled. No. My reinforcements. Talon. The envoy paled. Not mine, Majesty. Eli sealed the outer bays. Hulls groaned. Your peace just got messy.
Talk fast, Queen, or we all vent.
Her gaze locked on his, a spark igniting. Trust teetering on the edge. Then hear me, Wraith. Ride with me, not as symbol. As ally, the shuttle's airlock cycled. Shadows moved inside. Eli's hand hovered on the master vent. Choice time. Eli's finger stabbed the vent lockdown. Lights flashed green. No purge. The airlock hissed wide. 4 Crushery guards marched out, carapace armor gleaming under yard floods. They flanked a levitating plinth. Atop it sat a sealed artifact tag, fist-sized, etched with imperial seals, pulsing faint blue. Cyalan stepped forward. Her tail flicked once. This is no ambush, Mercer. Proof of your debt. Vorkesh lowered his rifle a notch. Majesty protocol. Silence. She ignored him. Guards halted 10 paces off. The plinth hummed, waiting. Eli leaned on his cane. Hull groans echoed from the docking clamps. That unmarked shuttle still latched outside. Shadows, shifting on cans. Trust her? Not yet. But curiosity burned hotter than caution. He limped closer. Oil-slick deck plates stuck to his boots. Proof of what? Your ride-along request? Her obsidian eyes fixed on his. Of Wraith, the one who cut the Arctura's core. Pulse jumped. That name, his old call sign, hit like shrapnel. He snatched the tag. Cool metal bit his palm. Seals parted with a click. Holocache bloomed. Grainy footage from 5 years back. The screen showed the wreck. Arcturus Station, gutted by Reaver mines. Pods jettisoned wild. Crushery civilians, her people, spiraling into void. Power surged critical. Eli's suit cam view. Him welding through bulkheads, sweat beating under helmet. Alarms screamed overload. He cut the main relay. Sparks flew. Station lights died. Pod stabilized. Thrusters firing safe. But the core breached behind him. Footage shook as blast wave hit. His suit shredded. He tumbled. Medgel spraying from ribs. Eli killed the hollow. Jaw clenched. Old news. I salvaged what I could. Walked away. Silen's scales rippled. Chitin flexing like breath. You severed your own evac. Saved 300 pods. My pods. Including mine. Her claw touched a scar on her neck. Matched his shoulder graft. Court calls it myth. Propaganda. This proves truth. Vorkesh grunted. Irrelevant now. Reavers probe borders again. Human verifies alliance. Eli snorted. Kane tapped deck. Verify? I'm no poster boy. Alarms blared anew. Medbay hatch slammed open. Doctor. Mara stormed in. Hyposprayer leveled at the royal entourage. 2 Crushery medics trailed her, scanners whirring.
Back off! Eli's my patient.
Vorkesh raised his weapon. Stand aside, human. Mara didn't flinch. She grabbed Eli's arm, yanked him behind a bulkhead. His bad knee buckled. but he caught the rail. Vitals crashing from stress. You lot cleared customs without med scan? Out. The royal medics halted. Probes retracted. Salen waved them back. Respected healer. We defer. Mara eyed her. Damn right. She patched Eli's line. Adrenaline dump. Breathe. Eli nodded, pulse steadying. Mara's grip lingered, grounding. Outside cams, the unmarked shuttle-powered clamps. No breach yet. Envoy Talon Rowe slithered forward, robes whispering. Smooth voice. Mercer. Majesty offers more than proof. Imperial immunity from all warrants. Titles. Warden of the Veil. Payment. 10 million credits wired now. Eli straightened. Kane firm. Pass. Talon blinked, compound eyes widening. Immunity clears your salvage liens. Titles grant estates on Kresh Prime. Credits rebuild this yard tenfold. Refuse. Eli met his gaze. All three. Vorkesh snarled. Insolence destabilizes. Enough. Silen cut him off. She circled the bulkhead. Close enough her ozone scent cut the medgel sting. Scales brushed his arm. Accidental? Intentional? Not coin or crown. Wraith. A trade. His gut tightened. Her eyes held no command now. Plea edged sharp. What? Your knowledge. Reaver signatures evade our scans. You tracked them post-Arcturus. Ride with my fleet. Advise. Return free after. Private. No envoys. No guards. Eli glanced at Mara. She nodded once. Cams pinged. Unmarked shuttle venting gas. Boarding tube extended. Intruders. Terms. Eli said, voice low. Private talk. You. Me. No tails. Med bay. Now. Silen hesitated. Tail coiled, then nodded. Agreed. Vorkesh protested. Majesty. She silenced him with a glare. Turned to Eli. Lead. Eli keyed the bulkhead hatch. Mara fell in behind, blocking the rest. Medbay air hit cool, sterile. He sealed the door. Scans hummed outside. Vorkesh pacing. Silen entered, towered, yet folded her wings tight. Respect. No throne here. Eli sank onto the exam slab. Kane aside. Talk. She produced a smaller data chip from her vambrace. Slid it across. Bull logs. You didn't just cut power. You overrode failsafes no human should access. Kreshera codes. Locked deep. He slotted it. Schematics bloomed. His hack job from the wreck. Brute-forced alien encryptions. How? Adrenaline. Stubborn luck. Got the job done. Her claw traced a line on the hollow. Close to his hand. Heat radiated. Reavers adapted those codes. Mimic our pods. Infiltrate! Your method counters them. Eli pulled back. Scars itched. Why me? Hire mercs. Duty binds me. Voice dropped. But you, banished. No claim. No glory. Hi-yo, personal. She leaned in. Breath synced with his ozone spice-thick. Peace phrase because trust phrase. They doubt my survival tale.
You affirm it. Footage replayed in his mind.
Her pod, drifting. He could have left it. Didn't. Mara's voice crackled private calm. Ellie, shuttles hacking outer locks. Vorkesh engaged. By time. He stood. Grabbed Kane. Ambush real. Your envoys play? Silen whirled to the hatch. Claws extended. Talon denies. But, eyes narrowed. Leverage. He packages you for court favor. Hull shuddered. Blaster fire echoed corridors. Vorkesh roared orders. Eli palmed a hidden panel. Salvage torch ignited. Blue plasma hiss. Then we move. She nodded. No words. Synced steps to the side vent. Her hand steadied his elbow through the grate. Trust sparked. Fragile. Real. They crawled. Tight confines pressed scales to skin. Her warmth cut the chill. Why refuse titles? She murmured. Symbols break. Eli grunted. Knee screamed. Allies endure. Grate clanged open. Medbay auxiliary overlooked the docking bay. Unmarked shuttle disgorged boarders. Reaver mercs, not Kreshery. Talon bartered with them, gesturing wild. Betrayal confirmed. Silen's growl vibrated the deck. Traitor. Eli aimed the torch.
Your move, Queen.
She signaled Vorkash via comm. Troops swarmed. Blasters cracked. Mercs fell back, talons spun, robes flaring. Majesty, for the greater... Her shot vaporized him. Precise. No mercy. Silence fell. Guards secured the bay. Vorkash saluted her. Doubts in his stance eroded. Silane turned to Eli. Blood-flecked scales. Allie? He met her gaze. Hand extended. Not for shake, but the data chip back. Terms hold. Advise your fleet, but I fly my own ship. Her claw clasped Eli's fingers closed around the data chip as Silane's claw released it. He pocketed it and strode toward the unmarked shuttle, her guards parting like waves. Vorkash blocked the ramp, mandibles clicking. Human. The fleet vector is secure. Detour through Relay 3. Eli shoved past. Neutral route. Scrap belt. No tails. Vorkash's grip clamped Eli's shoulder. Scales rasped against jacket. Idiocy. Debris minefield claims amateurs. A Silen's voice cut through. He flies. Clear the bay! The commander released him, eyes flicking to her. Doubt lingered, but he stepped aside. Eli climbed in, doctor. Mara already strapped in the co-pilot seat, medkit wedged between her knees. Strap tight, Doc. This won't be smooth. Mara snorted. Like your spine ever is. Silene settled behind them, her presence a warm pressure against the crash webbing. Vorkash took the jump seat opposite, comm patch lived to her troops. The ramp sealed with a hiss. Eli punched the launch codes. Thrusters roared. The shuttle lurched free of the bay, stars whipping past the viewport. Scrap belt loomed ahead, twisted hulks from the old war, laced with automated mines that pinged lazy sensor nets. One wrong turn, and the Queen's shuttle became a coffin. Eli banked hard left, eyes locked on his salvaged nav overlay. Red blips swarmed the official lanes. Tracking net on the detour. Port eyes or Reaver leftovers. Your call, Commander, or, Kesh growled. Relay 3 is protocol. Pull up. Protocol's bait. Eli jinked the shuttle through a spinning girder, debris pinging off the hull. Alarms chirped. Mine proximity. He rolled inverted, threading a gap no wider than the wings. Silene leaned forward. Her claw tapped the console. Authorize his path. Lock comms. Vorkash hesitated, then keyed the override. Comms dark. Fleet blind. Good. Eli grinned, teeth gritted against the G-forces. The shuttle burned through the heart of the belt, engines howling. A massive wreck tumbled into view, pressury cruiser corpse, vents glowing faint from residual power. Warning klaxons screamed. Coolant rupture. Steam vented into the cabin, acrid and hot. Brace. Eli killed thrust, slapped the emergency patch kit from the overhead. The shuttle yawed wild, tumbling toward a cluster of mines. Mara unstrapped halfway. Eli. Stay put. He crawled forward on the ceiling as gravity flipped, mag boots clamping deck. Plasma torch ignited in his gloved hand. Coolant spewed from a gash in the manifold, ice crystals forming in the chill void beyond the hull. Debris loomed. A mine beacon pulsed red 20 seconds out. Eli sliced the damaged line, rerouted the flow with quick welds. Sparks flew. His knee buckled, old shrapnel twinging, but he sealed the patch. Green light flickered on. He hauled back to the seat, fired retros. The shuttle stabilized, slipping the mine by a meter. Silence fell, broken only by cooling fans. Vorkash stared. Impossible. No Kreshari pilot threads that blind. Eli wiped sweat. Salvage engineers normal, humans improvise. Sielen's gaze held his in the reflection. Her scales shifted hue, deeper blue. Approval. What do you want, Eli Mercer? Name it. He eased the throttle, plotting exit vector. Stars stabilized ahead. Names of the dead. Your people I pulled from that wreck 5 years back. Not glory, just closure. Her claws flexed on the armrest. You never asked before. Never needed to. Debts paid. Vorkash shifted. He resists symbol status, yet saves us again. Mara patched a scan over his shoulder. Hull integrity, 80%. You're welcome. Silene murmured to her wristcom voice, low in pressury clicks. Data scrolled her implant display. 87 salvaged. Names, Lyra Voss, engineer. Kethran Gunner, Tiramel. Eli listened, committing each to memory. The list dragged, bittersweet weight settling. Faces from half-remembered screams in that collapsing hull. He dragged them out, body breaking, while her fleet burned above. And young Vorkash. Vorkash's kin. The commander stiffened. Mandibles parted. You pulled my clutch, brother? Eli nodded. Told him to run. He did. Vorkash's claw extended. Not threat, but salute. Det acknowledged. Ellen watched them, eyes softening. Her hand brushed Eli's seat back, lingering. Warmth seeped through. Trust built in the silence, fragile as the patched hull. Clear space beckoned. Eli aligned for jump, but sensors pinged. 3 bogies decloaking. Reaver signatures, ambush. They tailed the net. Vorkash-powered turrets. Arm weapons. Silen's voice sharpened. Evade, Eli. Prove the bond. He rolled into the debris wake, buying seconds. Blaster fire scorched past. 1 fighter vaporized on a mine. Eli's bait. The others pursued. Mara armed countermeasures. Chaff away. Eli dove through another wreck cluster, hearts pounding. Selen's claw gripped his headrest. Not fear. Resolve. Her scent filled the cabin, metallic and alive. Second bogey clipped a girder, exploded. Last one closed. Cannons hot. Queen override code for the mines? Eli snapped. She fed it direct to his console. He triggered a chain. Dormant ordnance blooming fire. The final ship tumbled into the blast. Void cleared. Jump drive spooled. Vorkash exhaled. Treasury legend. Eli met Silen's gaze. Allies endure. Her claw squeezed his shoulder. Gentle. Electric. Yes. Jump flare engulfed them, but as stars streaked a court beacon hacked the lock. Signal from deep space. They're onto us, Mara warned. Ellen's eyes hardened. Then, we fight for the bond. Eli punched hyperspace. The real chase began. Guards hauled Eli through the palace corridors. Vorkash led the pack, his armored bulk blocking escape routes. Eli twisted against the grip, pointless. Treasury claws dug just enough to warn. Ellen strode ahead, her royal mantle rippling like liquid obsidian. Move, Vorkash growled. The archive awaits. Eli scanned the walls. Hollow panels flickered with court edicts. No windows. Air hummed with recyclers, thick with incense that burned his throat. Mara trailed behind. Her medikit slung low. She shot Eli a nod. Stay sharp. They halted at a vault door. Ellen pressed her palm to the seal. Gears whirred. The slab parted, revealing racks of crystal data slabs glowing blue. Dust motes danced in the sterile light. Here, Ellen said. Her voice cut crisp. The official chronicle of the breach. You will verify it. Eli stepped inside. Guards flanked the entrance. Talon Rowe waited at a console, his diplomat robes pristine, eyes gleaming with calculation. Human, Talon said. Your expertise precedes you, or so the Queen claims. Eli ignored him. He approached the central holodisplay. Fingers hovered over the activation pad. The chronicle bloomed, timelines of the Weaver attack 5 years back. His salvage run. The Queen's flagship cracking open. He scrolled. Timestamps jumped. This is wrong. Eli jabbed the display. Falsified. Missing 12 minutes here. Right when the hull breached. Vorkash stiffened. Impossible. Treasury records do not err. Eli pulled a stylus from his pocket. Scratched a mark on the physical log beside the hollow. Missing minutes. Oxygen failure logged too early. Someone scrubbed the gap. Talon leaned in. Irrelevant. The record stands as court-approved. Eli kept marking. Crossed out the false ingress time. Irrelevant? That's when I patched the Queen's bridge, improvised from scrap. Silane watched, silent. Her tail flicked once. Approval. Talon's claws tapped the console. Confiscate his notes. This human disrupts protocol. Guard shifted forward. Vorkash raised a hand. Hesitated. Ellen slammed her royal seal onto the log. Gold light pulsed. Blocked. By my command. Her gaze pinned Talon. The truth endures. Talon recoiled. Majesty, the court. Silence. Silene turned to Eli. Continue. Eli moved deeper. A side alcove gleamed under spotlights. Memorial case. Locked crystal. He punched the access code. Old salvage override. Still active. The lid hissed open. Inside, his oxygen rig. Twisted hull plates. Jury-rigged valves from a wreck buoy. Bare hand welds. Scarred from plasma burns. Wires coiled like veins. The tool that bought Silen's people hours to evac. Eli's breath caught. He touched the edge. Still smelled of scorched alloy. Vorkesh peered over. That relic? Mara whistled low. You built that mid-vacuum breach? With what? Prayers? Eli shrugged. Scrap and spite. Humans adapt. Silen's claw brushed his arm. Light. Steady. Eli Mercer saved us. Undisclosed. Until now. The vault erupted. Talon activated his comm. Alert the council! The myth is named. The human claims the rescue. Hollow screens lit up. Court feeds hijacked the vault's display. Voices boomed. Krishari elders, robes swirling in projection. Blasphemy. A soft-skinned savior? Protocol demands verification. The queen harbors a destabilizer. Vorkesh drew his blaster, aimed outward, not at Eli. Intruders, inbound. They traced our jump. Sai-Len pulled Eli back. Her body shielded his. You are no myth. You are Bond. Alarms wailed. Doors buckled under plasma fire. Guards returned shots. Talon ducked behind the console, whispering into his link. Eli grabbed his stylus. Improvised knife now. Riggs got charges left. Overload it? Sai-Len nodded. Do it. He yanked wires. Sparks flew. The case hummed. Building charge. Mara patched into the vault defenses. Turrets hot. First assailants breached. Court loyalists, armored in gold filigree. Blasters spat. Vorkesh dropped one with a headshot. Eli hurled the charged rig. It detonated in the doorway. Shrapnel shredded the vanguard. Smoke cleared. More shadows massed outside. Talon bolted for a side exit. Silence snarled. Traitor! Vorkesh pursued, tackled him mid-stride. Claws locked. Eli wiped sweat. Felt Sai-Len's presence at his side. Her scent cut the acrid air. Metallic resolve. Why now? He asked, voice rough. After years? Her eyes met his. Gold flecks swirled, debt unpaid. Bond unclaimed. You resisted, symbol. I reclaim you anyway. He gripped her claw. First real hold. Warmth spread. Not a weapon. Not yet. She squeezed back. Allie first. Mara patched a wound on Eli's arm. Bleeding, but functional. We hold. Explosions rocked the palace. Hollow Council raged. Yield the human. Peace fractures. Sai-Len faced the feed. He mends it. Or we all break. Eli spotted a data slab rack. Yanked one free. Back up the true log. Broadcast it. She fed him her seal code. He slotted it into the console. Truth flooded the networks. Missing minutes restored. His rig schematics appended. Human ingenuity. Bare facts. Court feeds glitched. Gasps echoed. The patches. Impossible for Kreshari hands. Vorkesh dragged Talon back. Bound. Envoy confesses. He forged the gap.
Hid your role to leverage the throne. Sai-Len's tail lashed.
For what gain? Control, Talon spat. A myth binds less than a living human.
Eli stepped forward. I'm no one's leverage.
He faced Sai-Len. But I'll stand. For the bond. Her claw lingered on his shoulder. Electric again. Deeper now. Fresh assault waves hit the outer halls. Vorkesh barked orders. Mara armed grenades. Eli scavenged a blaster. Kreshari make. Heavier than human. He fired precise bursts. Downed two. Sai-Len fought beside him. Her strikes fluid. Lethal. Alien grace met human grit. They synced. Her covering his reloads. Him baiting shots. One attacker lunged at her flank. Eli tackled. Drove elbow into throat plate. Crack. Done. She hauled him up. Breath synced. Trust built. Alarms peaked. Reinforcements. Loyal ones. Breached from below. Vorkesh rallied them. For the Queen! Talon's plot crumbled on the feeds. Elders recanted. The human verifies. Bond proven. Vault secured. Bodies cleared. Sai-Len sealed the doors. Turned to Eli. The court yields. For now. He nodded. Battered body ached. Clean conscience intact. What next? Her gaze softened. Rare. You choose. Symbol. Weapon. Or mine. Mara smirked. Romantic amid the rubble. Vorkesh grunted. Human normal. Kreshari salvation. Eli met Sai-Len's eyes. Bond tugged. Slow. Earned. Allies first. A new ping hit the console. Hyperspace signatures. Reavers again? or court stragglers, Scilen's claw tightened. The chase endures. Eli grinned, stubborn, ready. Then we jumped together. Blaster fire cracked the air. The bolt streaked past Queen Scilen's shoulder, straight for Eli's chest. He dove left, impacted the marble floor. Shards bit his palms. The shot scorched the wall behind him. Palace vault secure moments ago. Now assassins in the corridor. Scilen whirled, her claws extended. Vorkesh! Perimeter breach! Eli rolled to his feet, snatched the Creshery blaster from the floor. Heavy grip bit his scarred fingers. He sighted the doorway. 3 shadows advanced, cloaked figures, optics glowing red. Vorkesh's voice boomed from the comm. Signal jammer active. Palak ceiling wing now. Bulkhead doors groaned shut. Red emergency lights pulsed. Trapped them in the vault annex with the killers. Eli fired. Burst clipped the lead attacker's arm. Sparks flew. The figure staggered, but pressed forward. Silene lunged. Her tail lashed. Knocked a second intruder's weapon aside. She drove her claw into its neck joint. It dropped. Service access, Eli barked. He scanned the walls, spotted the grate, salvage engineer's eye for weak points, ripped the panel free. Wires sparked. He yanked conduits, hot-wired the lock. Manual override clicked. Through here! He grabbed Scilen's arm, dragged her into the narrow crawl space. Dust choked the air. His battered knees screamed. Old injuries from the Reaver wreck. Ignored them. She followed. Precise movements despite her size. Eli. Move. Gunfire echoed behind. Blasts chewed the grate. They crawled. Pipes scalded his back. Scilen's breath rasped close. Trust in the dark. He punched a junction panel ahead, kicked it open, emerged into a dim service corridor. Palace guts, wires, vents, forgotten. Vorkesh's voice crackled faintly. Jammer fading, holding the vault, attackers breaching corridor alpha.
Eli sealed the panel.
Hauled Silene up. Her scales brushed his hand. Electric. Steady now. Footsteps thundered. Attackers breached the main hall. Optics pierced the gloom. Eli spotted the panel. Fire suppression. Human salvage trick. He smashed the glass. Yanked the lever. White foam erupted. Flooded the corridor. Blinded their optics in chemical haze. Screeches of malfunction. Attackers fired wild. Bolts scorched walls. Scilen's guards burst from a side door. Vorkesh led. Protect the human, she ordered. One attacker broke through foam. Leveled stun lance at Eli's back. Scilen shoved him aside. Lance hit her chest. Blue arcs danced across her scales. She convulsed. Dropped to one knee.
No!
Eli caught her. Foam slicked his arms. He fired point blank. Dropped the attacker. Vorkesh's team mopped up. Bodies slumped. Eli hefted Scilen. She weighed a ton. Scales limp against him. Med bay. Now. He ran. Corridors blurred. His legs burned. Lungs heaved. Carried her like he carried wreckage from the void. Once saved her people. Now her. Med bay doors hissed open. Dr. Mara Ayad spun from her console. Human medic. Sharp eyes. What the hell, Eli? Stun hit. Queen. He laid Silene on the table. Refused to release her claw. Mara scanned. Probes. Hummed. Neural overload. Creshery physiology. Stable. But she's out. Envoy Talon Rowe burst in.
Traitor's ally.
Smooth voice cut sharp. The human destabilizes. Interrogate him. Now. Eli straightened. Blaster still hot in his grip. No. Vorkesh loomed behind Talon. He saved her. Again. Talon's optics narrowed. Court demands answers. That shot targeted him. Why? Eli met his gaze. Stubborn. 'Cause I'm the loose end. Your plot. Mara injected stabilizer. Silene stirred. Claw tightened on Eli's. Talon pressed. You refuse simple status. Yet assassins prioritize you. Leverage lost. Back off. Mara snapped. He's my patient. Silene's eyes flickered open. Gold slits focused on Eli. Enough. Voice weak, but steel. He carries my debt. Vorkesh grunted. Block Talon. Protocols shift. Human verifies loyalty. Eli stayed put. Warmth seeped through scars. Bond tugged deeper. Slow burn in the chaos. Alarms blared anew. Console pinged. Hyperspace signatures closing. Reavers. Court remnants. Scilen rose. Mara protested. Queen ignored.
Eli, with me.
He nodded. Released her claw, reluctant. Stood shoulder to shoulder, battered body ready. They moved to the command deck. Vorkesh sealed medbay behind. Mara followed. Medkit slung. Talon trailed. Elders watch. Package this. Quiet, Silene commanded. Screens lit. Ships dropped from jump. Creshery hulls. Rogue markings. Assassin's backup. Eli studied scans. Salvage brain kicked in. Ventral weak point. Old model. Jammer origin. Vorkesh barked. Armory. Prep interceptors. Silene turned to Eli. Claw brushed his shoulder. Lingered. You choose again.
Fight with us?
Human grit met alien grace. Always. They launched. Interceptors screamed from palace bays. Eli piloted Sielen's wingman craft. Controls alien smooth. His hands adapted. Fired precise. Downed a scout. She led the dance. Strikes fluid. Sync with me.
He did. Baited. Covered.
One rogue ship targeted her engines. Eli rammed close. Blasted its core. Explosion lit the void. Trust built, she transmitted, voice steady. Debris cleared. Main ship loomed. Eli rigged a boarding pod. I go in. Salvage their jammer. Vorkesh protested. Human. Silen overrode. He saved us before. Go. Pod latched. Eli cut through hull. 0G salvage. Blaster cleared guards. Reached core. Planted charge. Phone from Palace Trick. Blinded internals. Detonation rocked. Ship listed. Back aboard. Silen waited. Pulled him close. Scales to skin. Debt repaid? He grinned. Stubborn. Bond earned. Mara patched his cuts. Romantic idiots. Vorkesh nodded respect. Human normal. Extraordinary. Talon watched feeds. Elders messaged. Human verifies. Peace holds. But console pinged again. Deeper signatures. Reavers true. Chase endured. Salen's gaze locked Eli's. Together, his hand found hers. Jump. They powered cores. Hyperspace swallowed them. Bond sealed in fire and foam. Fragile peace. Hard-won trust. Sacrifices echo. New contacts bloomed on long range. Not Reavers. Something worse. United Council fleet. Demanding the human. Queen Silen slammed her scepter on the obsidian dais. Traitors to the Vey throne. Step forward now, or face the void's judgment. Eli Mercer shifted on the raised platform, his salvage boots scuffing the polished floor. The grand court chamber thrummed with alien murmurs. Hundreds of scaled nobles packed the tiers, their iridescent hides flickering under glow orbs. He felt their stares like laser sights. Human. The one who jammed the Reaver core. The one the United Council fleet now demanded from hyperspace orbit. No one moved. Sielen's golden eyes swept the crowd. Her crown frills flared. An assassination drone breached my shields. Reaver tech, laced with palace codes. Someone here fed it the vectors. Vorkesh flanked her, claws tapping his blaster hilt. The security commander scanned faces with tactical precision. Eli caught his nod. Subtle respect, earned in the foam and fire. Envoy Talon Rowe glided forward, robes whispering. Majesty, the human witness. His suit log captures the incursion clean. Eli straightened. His ribs ached from Mara's fresh patches, but he met Sielen's gaze. Steady. She nodded once. The chamber's central holoscreen ignited. Eli's helmet cam replayed. Interceptors screaming, his ram on the rogue ship, the boarding pod latch, 0J salvage. Blaster bursts. Charge plant. Explosion. Gasps rippled. Eli stepped to the podium.
Log ends there. Drone came from the debris field.
Palace transponder pinged it home, but no proof ties it to this room. Talon leaned in, smile oily. Proof enough for the court, Eli Mercer. Your valor sealed peace once. Publicize it. A bond ceremony. Bind to Her Majesty. Symbol of unity. The council fleet hails it as leverage. Human hero weds Vey Queen. Eli's jaw tightened. Sielen's frills twitched. Barely. He saw the trap. Claim him public. Paint targets on both backs. Traitors strike harder. No. Won't make her a mark. Or me. Murmurs swelled. Talon pressed. Refusal dishonors. Silent cut him off. Ellie Mercer speaks truth. No symbols yet. Proof first. She turned to the court. I grant him authority. Independent audit of all supply chains. Independent audit of all supply chains. Full access. Vorkesh stiffened. Majesty, obey. Her voice brooked no protocol. Eli met her eyes again. Gratitude flickered there, scales warming gold. He nodded. Slow burn held. Vorkesh gripped Eli's shoulder. Firm, not crushing. Human protocols bend for you.
Do not break mine.
They marched out. Court dissolved into hisses. Mara waited in the corridor, med-kit slung.
Audit!
You're half riveted together. Functional. Eli grinned. She snorted, falling in step. Vorkesh led to the royal docks. Massive freighters loomed in the bays. They supply hulks, bellies stuffed with hyperspace-grade fuel rods and shield foam. Eli's domain. Salvage eyes scanned manifests. Start here, Vorkesh growled. Palace chain only. Eli jacked his wristpad into the first console. Data streamed. Shipments. Manifests. Transponders. Fingers flew. Cross-referenced the drone's ping. Hours blurred. Mara brewed stim tea in the corner. Vorkesh paced. Eyes on doors. Ping. Eli froze. Got it. Screen bloomed. Royal Crate 47B. Foam shipment to forward bays. Diverted. Shadow route to outer rim. Recipient. Anonymous relay. Timestamp matched the drone launch. Palace supply. Eli said. Traitor skimmed it. Laced the foam with reaver jammers. My trick. Turned against her. Vorkesh's claws dug into the console. Relay traces to Elder Kresh's estate. Court faction. Mara. Whistled. Bittersweet. Proof. But blood next. Eli pulled the log chip. Silen needed this. But public now? No. Her throne teetered. His hand brushed the pad. Her last message glowed. Trust built. Together. Vorkesh come at the queen. Audit yields. Traitor link confirmed. Her voice crackled back. Bring him. Court reconvenes. Eli pocketed the chip. Footsteps echoed. Too many. Vorkesh spun. Blaster out. Shadows shifted in the bay. Figures cloaked in noble robes. Blasters gleamed. Secure the human. One hissed. Vorkesh fired first. Bolts scorched hulls. Eli dove, grabbing a loose fuel rod. Mara sealed the medbay hatch. Chaos erupted. Eli swung the rod like a bat. Cracked a cloaked skull. Scales crunched. Vorkesh covered. Precise shots dropping too. Run! Vorkesh barked. To the queen! Eli bolted. Chip clutched tight. Blaster fire chased. He slid under a crate. Returned fire. Salvage steady. Downed the lead pursuer. Mara patched a graze on his arm mid-stride. Stubborn bastard. They burst into the palace lifts. Doors sealed. Alarms wailed. Vorkesh eyed Eli. Extraordinary normal. Kresh's men. Faction fractures. Eli nodded. Breath ragged. Silen waited above, proof in hand. Batalin's words echoed. Bond ceremony. Public claim. If she did, targets locked. Council fleet orbited hungry. Traitors closed in. Lift dinged. Doors parted to the throne chamber. Silen stood alone, scepter ready. Her eyes locked his. The logs? He tossed the chip. She caught it flawless. Frills flared protective. One step closer. Scales brushed his knuckles. Electric. Debt calls. She murmured. But claiming you paints us both. Eli gripped her hand. Firm. Burn the bond first. Audits just start. Vorkesh saluted. Mara smirked behind. Court feeds lit. Nation watched. Talon hovered at the edge. Scheming. Jonah Ping. Council fleet tight beaming. Surrender the human. Verify loyalty. Or peace ends. Silane's grip tightened. Eli felt it. Trust hardening. Resilience across scales and skin. But traitors lurked. Public claim. Suicide pact. Her whisper cut the tension. Audit deeper. With me. He nodded. Together. Or fall. Blaster bolts scorched the depot air. Eli dove behind a rusted bulkhead. Vorkesh at his flank. The royal commander returned fire. Precise bursts that dropped 2 Kresh loyalists. Core room, 30 meters. Vorkesh hissed. Frills vibrating alert. Traitors sealed it. Eli nodded. breath steady despite the graze on his arm. Mara had patched it hours ago, but pain sharpened focus. He slapped a breaching charge on the hatch. "Cover me!" Explosion buckled metal. They surged through smoke. Guards swarmed. 4, armored in faction black. Vorkesh's blade extended, severed a rifle barrel mid-swing. Eli rolled low, salvaged pipe cracking a knee. The guard crumpled. Another lunged. Eli sidestepped, drove elbow into throat scales. Human leverage beat alien bulk. "Flank left!" Vorkesh barked. He pinned the last with a stun pulse. Eli kicked the core pedestal free, glowing datasphere pulsing traitor logs. He yanked it, slotted into his gauntlet. Verified. Kresh's comms to the Council fleet. Proof of fracture. Alarms screamed. Reinforcements inbound. Vorkesh grabbed Eli's shoulder. Extract. Now. They bolted. Core secure. Blasts chased. Eli's ship waited in the outer docks, Mara gunning engines. They vaulted aboard as hatches sealed. Thrusters roared. Free. Back in the throne chamber, Silence Court buzzed. Holoscreens broadcast the raid live. Nation's eyes locked. Eli strode in, core in hand. Vorkesh saluted sharp. Mara trailed, med scanner humming. Silence rose from her throne, scepter gleaming. Her scales shimmered command gold. "The core?" Eli tossed it. She interfaced it flawless. Logs projected. Kresh's voice echoed. "Council demands the human. Leverage him. Fracture her rule." Gasps rippled. Envoy Talon Rose stiffened at the dais edge, mandibles clicking denial. "Fabrication!" Silence frills flared wrath. She advanced on Kresh's proxy. A trembling advisor dragged in chains. Verify. The core synced to court neural net. Logs undeniable. Bribes. Fleet cords. Human surrender plots. Proxy scales paled. "Mercy, my queen, confess." Her voice cut steel. Proxy collapsed, words spilling. "Kresh, he sought your throne. The human's debt. Weaponize it. Council backs him." Silence gaze swept the chamber. Silence crushed dissent. Vorkesh nodded approval. Protocols held. Talon edged forward smooth. "Highness, this human's valor merits throne-side honor. Consort post. Stabilize the court." Eli stepped up, met Silene's eyes. Heat from her scales lingered in memory. "No," Court murmured. He faced her direct. "I didn't save your people for a leash. Protect my crew instead. Mara, the salvage team. They're targets now." Silene tilted head. Precise. Frill softened fraction. "Your sacrifice birthed this peace. Throne offers security. Security's earned." Eli held firm. "My crew salvaged your worlds when no one else would. Honor that." Vorkesh tensed. Human variable, unpredictable. Mara crossed arms behind, smirk hidden. Talon seized, schemes unraveling. Salen paused. Scanned the core again. Council fleet still tight-beaming demands. Her voice rang clear, sanctuary granted. Eli Mercer's crew integrates VE domains. Full rights. Ships, stations. Protected. Cheers erupted. Mara exhaled relief. Eli nodded thanks, stubborn debt shifting. But Silene stepped closer. Voice dropped private, scales brushing his arm electric. Debt repaid public. Bond remains. Private. Equal terms. No throne claim. Partners, if you choose. Eli's pulse kicked. Years ago, he'd hauled her wrecked shuttle from debris, patched her wounds while her fleet burned, never asked repayment. Now her eyes held trust, resilience mirrored. Scales to skin. "Earned it," he said low. "Yes." Court feeds captured the nod. Gasps turned awe. Vorkesh's frills stilled. Acceptance. Mara grinned outright. Silene extended hand. Ella clasped. Firm. Her ship's bay doors parted beyond the throne vista. Royal vessel gleaming. Council fleet shadows retreating on hollow. He boarded first. Choice his own. Crew followed. Sanctuary sealed. Silene at his side. Bond private yet witnessed. Peace held, not by gold, but grip. Council ping cut in. Human secured. Loyalty verified? Vorkesh smirked from comms. Verified, by her will. Eli glanced back. Court faded. Biolene's touch lingered. Trust built, but fractures whispered. Kresh escaped. Hunt next. Her whisper followed. Together. He squeezed her hand. Always. Dock clamps released. Stars beckoned. Debt to destiny.